Hey guys, Alston0806 here. I'm going to go over this Greater Rift 60 plus 4-player grenades guide with you guys. Everybody out there is really hyped about the UE gear and finding an Ancient Krider, which I'm after one as well. But I'm here to show you a build that can clear Greater Rift 60 plus with relative ease. Depending on full team comp, obviously it's not going to do it on its own. But just to show you guys that you don't actually have to find that Ancient Krider, you can do it with this gear. This gear is a lot easier to come by, a lot more common or whatnot. And as long as you guys have the team comp, you have your Witch Doctor to fear things, and your Crusader to give you buffs, and it doesn't maybe 2 DH or 1 DH, 1 Wizard, whatever it is. We ended up doing a Greater Rift 67, and it was rank 1. Right now it's not rank 1 anymore, it's rank 2 now. But we did a 67 with Wizard and myself as the DPS using the Nats gear, and then obviously Witch Doctor, Crusader as the supports. So you guys can do this too. You don't have to find the Ancient Krider, although it's probably going to end up being better late game. This will still suffice until maybe you do find your Ancient Krider. The build's really strong. It's got a very high skill cap, however, and I'm just going to go over the gear with you guys and the skills and some reasons of why we chose the gear and skills as well. Alright, first of all, of course, you're running the 6-piece Nats, full 6 pieces of everything except the ring, because you want to run the focus and restraint. We chose Calamity because we have another DPS in the party. Usually you want 2 DPS in your 4-man group, so Calamity helps buff them as well as yourself. Focus and restraint are huge for the build. I don't recommend choosing any other rings. These rings are completely required for the build. Alright, and your stats on these rings need to be crit chance, crit damage, and cooldown. For both of them, whatever you find that's got those 3 stats is going to be better than something that's going to increase your sheet or increase your overall DPS on your sheet, because the cooldown is going to reset your Rain of Vengeance faster, and that's all of your damage. Pretty much all of your damage. Nat Slayer with CDR as well. You want CDR on your offhand. Basically CDR everywhere you can get it. We have CDR on our gloves, CDR on our shoulders, cooldown, gem in the helm. We ended up finding a pretty sweet flavor of time. This is a really hard item to come by. You might be fine with a Hellfire neck without CDR. Maybe one with CDR and you just drop the dexterity might help. The CDR is pretty damn important. I recommend at least giving it a try in some slots that you normally wouldn't have it, like the neck. Especially if you haven't found a flavor of time, maybe like a crit damage, crit chance, cooldown, socket, neck, anything like that will probably outscale the fire damage just because of how often you can cast Rain of Vengeance with it. Now here I'm showcasing the steady strikers on the hand, or excuse me, on the bracer slot. It could easily be Reaper's Wraps as well, depending on what your attack speed is and depending on your group composition. With the Witch Doctor and the Crusader, they're going to both increase your attack speed. Voodoo increases your attack speed by 30%, and the Law increases your attack speed by 8%, the Crusader Law, and then when he activates it, I think you get like another 10% on that. So basically you're just trying to get yourself to 2.14. I'm not exactly sure yet. I haven't done any math on it of what my attacks per second need to be for me to be in Voodoo to get the 2.14, but I'm sure I'm well over it now. I'm absolutely 100% positive I'm well over it right now. 2.15 actually is probably the minimum. It's like 2.14376 or something. Like, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it's something like that you need to be at. So 2.15 to be safe after you're in Voodoo. If you can get there before Voodoo or before Law, great. If not, just get as close as you can. Gogok will help get you there as well once you start getting some stacks on that. The reason you want to get to the 2.14 breakpoint is because it causes your strafe to tick at a higher rate, therefore refreshing your Rain of Vengeance faster. The downside to that is it's going to blow through your hatred faster, but I'll go through the skills here in a little while, but we did pick Preparation Punishment to help with that. As for the gems, we're using Bane of the Trapped. Gogok is I believe is 100% required for the build, and Zay's Stone of Vengeance. You can probably trade excuse me, Zay's Stone of Vengeance out for something else like Taeguk, and possibly if you can get to the right breakpoints without Gogok, then you can test it out and try not. I haven't been able to do it yet, but I am missing some CDR as well. I have only 6 here and 7 here, so I'm missing 5% CDR. Maybe once I get that 5%, then maybe Gogok can come out of the build, but I haven't yet found the items to do so, to test it out. Now, as for the skills, I think that's good for the gear, yeah. As for the skills, we're choosing to use Rain of Vengeance. Like, the whole build revolves around Anathema. Alright, and Anathema drops grenades that do 5,800% weapon damage as fire over 2 seconds. Now, because we chose Anathema and it's dropping grenades, we also are using a Grenadier, and that's causing us to want to get some extra damage from Strafe, which we chose Demolition just because all because we chose Rain of Vengeance, Anathema. So it all boils down to just building around this skill. Strafe is also dropping grenades as well. Since we're using this skill, it's causing us to use Grenadier, and now we're going to use this just to get the extra damage from the Grenadier. You get the deal, right? It's really good, really good build, really good synergy between the three. Like I said, we're using Preparation Punishment with all the attack speed you're going to be getting from the Crusader and the Witch Doctor, along with whatever you have on your gear and Paragons. You're going to be going through your hatred pretty quickly, and Punishment will help restore that. And Smokescreen Displacement to help you skip things that your Witch Doctor is skipping. You can pair this with Strafe while strafing, hitting Smokescreen, and you can go unhindered through mobs. So this will help you keep up with the group whenever you guys are skipping things, and get into corners where you need to be, so you're safe, so you can put your damage out where the Witch Doctor's got his voodoo. Whatever the case may be, it helps you get to areas you need to get to as fast as possible before something hits you like a random spear or something and kills you. Evasive Fire Focus, this is mainly to proc your rings. It does decent damage once you get the Natalia set bonus going, but it's mainly just to get the ring bonus. Wolf Companion, like I said, you're running an extra DPS, and you do have a high amount of cooldown for this build. I think right now before Gogok we're at like 55.57. Yeah, 55.57. So this, after Gogok, we're at like 63%. So this has like a 90-95% uptime. Even if you guys have another Demon Hunter in the party, you can have him drop his wolf, because you'll have yours up literally like 95% of the time. So you can have your other Demon Hunter maybe pick up like Caltrops or something like that to increase his damage. Call of the Week, Steady Aim, just your two really good damage passives. I mean, if you're going to drop one of these for something else, I would drop Steady Aim. I always use Call of the Week. It's a much better passive than Steady Aim. For a lot of the newer players, it might not seem so, because Steady Aim actually increases your sheet, but it's an additive bonus versus the Call of the Week being a standalone multiplicative bonus. So Call of the Week is going to provide much more damage versus the Steady Aim. Even though Steady Aim is increasing your sheet, you really want to choose Call of the Week over. If you do choose to drop Ambush, I would recommend, or excuse me, if you do choose to drop Steady Aim, I would recommend Ambush or Archery. Ambush if you just want the burst early, because you have another class in the party that's doing high single target or something, and you need to burst down everything around it. Ambush can be good for that. If you're still running into hatred problems, even after using Ambush and whatever else you're using, like the Temple, you're not going to have the Templar. Or if you have like hatred regen on areas like I do here, maybe you have it on your offhand. If you still have hatred problems, you can choose to use Archery, which is going to give you 5% crit chance, which is nice. Since you're using a second-hand crossbow, you're going to get the 1 hatred per second. This could help you with your hatred regen as well. Another one that you could probably choose is Night Stalker, giving you your primary skills generate additional 4 hatred. So every time you fire your evasive fire, you're going to gain an extra 4. So instead of 7, you're gaining 11, which can help with your generation. As for the shoulders too, the only reason I'm using these is because they're higher damage than the ones that than my pauldrons. The pauldrons are probably going to be better, just because every now and then you're going to get the cheat death. So these will probably end up being better if you find some really nice ancient ones. Like these are really good, but these are like about a 1% damage increase after the Rain of Vengeance damage calculations are in, you know. So I did use these, but these still might end up being better. But I do use these just because of the extra damage that we need. With Witch Doctor, you're pretty safe and don't really need to worry too much about getting hit most of the time, especially if you have a really good Witch Doctor. I think that's it, guys. Like I said, this is the build we used to do Greater Rift 67, and I did record it. I'll put the link in the description below if you guys want to check out the 67 we did. We got a 10 minute and 23 second Greater Rift 67, which was pretty damn good. We'll take a look at it really quick. Yeah, we're not rank 1 anymore. Yesterday, these guys took rank 1. Which we will be after again, but here's the 67 run. Witch Doctor, Crusader, Demon Hunter, Wizard. But anyway, yep, that's it for the build, guys. I hope this helps. If you guys have any questions, feel free to find me at my channel, at Ousted0806. You know, obviously that's at twitch.tv. And thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and follow.